Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to install a Laser Interceptor or any other laser countermeasure dual head front protection in any GM full-size truck using nothing but one screwdriver. Let's go. Okay, I've made a couple slight modifications to the Laser Interceptor to make it possible for this one screwdriver install. Let's go through the parts over here and then I'll show you what's going on. Okay, here are the heads where they pick up the laser radiation and then shoot out another laser, which causes the jamming effect where the machine cannot understand why it's seeing the same color infrared light in between its pulse pattern. And these have a long cable with a disconnect here. So this goes back to the computer and they plug into these two ports right here. 1 and 2, you can have up to 4. Coming off of the computer is this kill switch right here. So this is inside. We're going to mount this somewhere where we can turn the system off if we like. Coming out of here is a speaker. This is a speaker that performs the alert, so you know you're being actively monitored. And then this last cable coming out of here, this is the power cable. Now it comes out to a couple bare wires, but I've added on a couple little connectors to a cigarette plug because this truck has so many cigarette plugs. Mainly the one in the back, which I won't be using. That's where we're going to plug it into. This simpler install is not 100% perfect, but it gets the job done right, and it's quick and easy. I change cars a lot, so having it permanently installed where everything's bolted down proves real difficult. We're going to mount the heads right here and right here using 3M two-sided tape. I've had about 4 of these trucks with this same system installed, and that 3M two-sided tape holds up incredibly well through wind and rain and the heat and everything, all the elements that a front of a truck is exposed to. So let me get some cameras placed and let me show you how we're going to start out. The GM trucks have this piece of plastic right here that covers the radiator, and these little, actually I don't know what they are, you push in, they pop up and you remove them. That's how we're going to get to them. So let me get the camera set up and then we'll get this part off and get the heads in place and get ready to get the wires through. Oh, just real quick, I'll go ahead and show you this piece of rubber right here. This is the hole in the firewall that allows the cables to come through. So what we're going to do is we're going to poke a hole in this with the screwdriver and push the cables through and pick them up on the other side. And then we're going to do the mounting for the computer and whatnot will take place under here with some two-sided tape and zip ties. Should be all we need to get it in. So let's go. Here's something new in this model actually that I hadn't seen before. If you have before a 16, you shouldn't experience this, but you see where the grill goes back to the radiator and you reach through and come up, there seems to be an air dam right here that connects the radiator to where the air enters the grill. I'm sure this is for cooling and aerodynamics, but there is a gap. You can see where my fingers are coming through, so we're gonna have to guide the cables through this little crack right here. Like I said in previous models, that wasn't necessary. There was nothing in the way of the radiator inside the engine here, so cables could just freely flow down through here and out to the grill. But this isn't a big deal. We can work with this. Apparently 16 and newer trucks are going to have this, and it's probably a good thing for, like I said, cooling and aerodynamics, but it was not present in previous models. So we'll get back there and then we'll go up. Okay, now we've got the heads through the radiator into the engine compartment. So now we're going to get ready to get the cables through the firewall into the cabin so we can make everything look nice and hook up the power. This is that big ass grommet that's for getting through to the firewall to the motor. So I'm going to come through here and use a coat hanger or a drill bit or something and put the hole through so I can get the wires through and then feed it through with the coat hanger. This is the hardest step, but it's really not that hard, and you'll get through it. Just try to be careful, don't break any other wires or anything like that. There's other things that go through this grommet, but if you are handy in the least, you'll be able to get through it, no problem. So here it is, and I'm gonna poke through it with something in a minute. On the outside, I got the GoPro running. You should be able to see it, but I'm not gonna be able to leave this camera in here while I do it. I just can't hold it and do it at the same time. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to video while I was getting this thing through. It was just too much to have the cameras in the way. This little space in here isn't big enough, and I couldn't hold it at the same time. You might see some residue all over the boot. That is Dawn soap. I ended up having to use it to lubricate the cable going through against that rubber, and I cut a slit into one of those little slots on the boot to make it a little more pliable. I used just a regular razor blade for that, and that way I could get it in and under there with the connectors intact. The connectors have little clips on it like a phone cable or Ethernet cable, so we don't want to break those off. So we cut the slit in there, make it more pliable, put Dawn soap all over the boot and the cable, and then pushed it down and got the connectors through. So now they're in on the inside as well. They're coming through right here. I reached up there and got it. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, let's see. I don't know. Maybe. I can't even see the damn screen at this point. Hopefully you can see them right there where they're coming through. So now we're going to get the cables pulled through in here, and it honestly might need a little more Dawn so we don't mess up those cables. I'm gonna try to get it on there, and then once the cables are in the cabin, that's this length down here, we're going to connect these DIN 8 style connectors to the front of the heads, where the heads are hanging down like there, and get them situated where we need them, and then proceed to set up the computer and the speaker. And the way we're going to mount the computer and the speaker is the computer is going to be stuck up with the 3-sided or the 3M 2-sided tape, and then we're going to make the wires look nice with these zip ties right there. So give me just a second, let me get these cables pulled through, and then we will resume from inside the car. Alright, so here we got the rest of the stuff. Let me disconnect the speaker for the time being while we get the computer situated. Alright, so here's the computer, and it looks like I'm going to be sticking it to this box right here. And then let's go ahead and connect the heads with a telephone cable style connector 1 and 2. I'm going to need to jam these cables somewhere where they won't get in the way of any kind of braking or parking brake here. Let's see, that might be a little too tight. I'm going to zip tie them to these other cables up top. Depending on your model, this is just something you're going to have to figure out as you're going. Everyone's just a little bit different, but there's plenty of room in these trucks, so you shouldn't have a problem getting this in there. Oh damn, I grabbed the wrong. There we go. Okay, there's one part done. We'll get us some two-sided tape. Actually, I'm going to need scissors for this. One sec. Oh crap. There's an old piece on there that doesn't have it stick anymore. Alright, there we go. Now, let's put the new piece on there. And then stick this thing to this box. There we go. Now, we need to find somewhere to put the kill switch. It's looking like I'm going to put it right here by the OBD port. I gotta find something to zip tie it to, so that's good. At least we got a solution for that. Now, this is the speaker. So where are we gonna put the speaker? In my other trucks, I put it right onto the parking brake, but that could prove to be dangerous in some conditions, so you'll need to find somewhere you're comfortable with. I think we will put it on the brake here again. Let's see. And you want to, if you do this, you want to be careful putting on your parking brake because it'll rip it out of. If you pull on the cables too hard, it'll rip everything. Oh, that didn't stick. I hope my tape's not getting too old. I'm losing all its stick. We'll just tuck this extra speaker cable behind the carpet right there. Now, all we have left is the power cable. I'll show you what we're going to do with that so we don't have to go looking for active circuits and whatnot. Let me throw this stuff away. Okay. Wait, let me find somewhere for the kill switch here. There is a zip tieable thing right there. Kill switch on and off right there. And it should not get in the way of that ODB port. OBD, sorry. This cable is going to be a problem, I can already tell. Let's see. Let's see, we'll disconnect it and run it through. There's a loop of something up here, and that should get it out of our way. As far as braking is concerned, which is kind of important. Now, if you recall, I took the power cables and put on a cigarette lighter adapter. What I'm going to do is run it underneath this mat and through in between the seats to the cigarette lighter in the back, which is only energized when the power is on to the truck. So here we go. See, it goes under right here, under right there, and then we're going to get to the port in the back. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, now everything's installed. That's all you see right there, and that cable going down right there, which you can clean up however you like. Now, when we turn the truck on, we should be able to hear its power on test sound. And then I'm going to take this tester and point it at the heads in front to make sure everything's working properly. So sit tight and take a listen. And there it was. All right. So let's see if I'm going to go hit the testers. Let's see if we can hear them.
Stalker LZ1. Ultralight 2020 or Marksman.
Alright, great, it's working. So let's go in the front and position the heads, and then we're done. From what I understand, you want them as flush as possible, facing 90 degrees to the flat front of the truck, 90 degrees this way. So I think that's going to be our best bet right there. And then, of course, we're going to test it and see. It's on there pretty good. Let's see. All right. Let's test it out one more time, make sure nothing came loose in anything we were doing. And then we will take the laser and test it for real.
Stalker LZ1. Stalker LZ1. Stalker LZ1. Stalker LZ1. Stalker LZ1. Stalker LZ1.
All right, I think we're in business.